Evening, Marshall.
Evening, Jim.
Pleasure to see you here this evening.
I am so glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm Jim Harris. I have the privilege of interviewing Marshall Northcott this evening. Marshall has been a member of the San Clemente Club since March of last year. However, he has Toastmasters running through his veins. He was in Toastmasters in 2003 up in Canada.
That's correct.
3 years. And has achieved the ATMS designation, Advanced Toastmasters Silver.
Correct.
So I'm kind of like the rookie interviewing the pro here, so great. Glad to have you here tonight, Mark.
Thanks again, Jim.
So you're a professional. You do speaking in terms of sales training, and you do speaking in front of workshops. So what is it about Toastmasters that you needed to do that you didn't already have proficiency in?
Fantastic question, Jim. One of my favorite speaker trainers is a gentleman who just passed away recently by the name of Zig Ziglar. And I followed Zig very closely, and his autobiography was published in 2003, and it was given to me as a gift. And as I was reading through his biography, he mentioned Toastmasters, and he highly recommended Toastmasters, and it was something I never ever would have considered if I hadn't have read that in his biography. And so I decided to go and check it out. I had already been working as a sales representative in the corporate world for many years. I had been operating my own training business for 2 years. And so it wasn't that I was afraid to get up and speak in front of people. It was more a matter of I never had had any formal training, and I didn't actually ever have anybody evaluate my speaking. So I saw it as an opportunity to get some much needed assistance and improvement.
Did very well.
Thank you.
Can you say also that it has benefited your personal life?
I think it benefits us in all aspects of life. Funny enough, you know, you meet a lot of people and they look at you for where you are. They see you as being very polished and poised and professional. And you always have to remind people, you see me as I am today, but you don't know what a goof I was 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever number of years ago it happens to be. It's a matter of having been plugged into a system and then having that system polish off the rough edges and make you that individual that you are today.
Part of the training here at Toastmasters is the leadership side of development. And I know that you're a mentor for me as well as others here. What are responsibilities of a mentor? And tell me how that's gone in terms of the success of your mentorees.
Well, we call them mentees, and it's a very important part of the Toastmaster program. We want to welcome new members into the organization, make people feel comfortable, help them get off to a fast start, and have some success under their belt. And so for me, it's given me an opportunity to share and help other people, which I love doing. And then for the people that I'm mentoring, in terms of their time commitment, it really is up to them. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about Toastmasters is that it's a self-paced program. And so just like with the speaking, also with the leadership track, people pretty much pick and choose how much time and commitment they want to put into the mentoring. So I make myself available, and if people want to, grab onto that and spend time with me, as you have done, then I'm there to be there for them in whatever capacity they require.
I know over the years you have seen some very important and significant success stories. Can you share one that is most memorable to you?
Actually, that's a beautiful question. I remember a gentleman that joined my old club, and he was absolutely terrified. His first speech was the most painful thing to watch. He stood like a statue, his arms behind his back, clearing his throat all the way through. And it was just difficult for you to be there, because when somebody is that terrified and tensed up, you're right there with them. And what happened with that gentleman over the course of 1 year was phenomenal. His growth just amazed me. And I remember when he delivered his 10th speech, he was speaking freely, he was using hand gestures, he was moving around, he just had a comfort level about himself. And I had tears welled up in my eyes because I knew what that man had gone through in order to get to where he had gotten.
Yeah, and I appreciate when we became mentor and mentee that you gave me a guarantee that I would be very successful. Right? So, a little bit of pressure on now that I have disclosed that you're my mentor, my success will be his success. Now let's humanize Marshall here for a second. Tell us about the most embarrassing situation that you got into in Toastmasters. Have you always been as polished as you are today?
I don't know that I can think of one. Now, this is actually maybe a combination of both Toastmasters and something I was doing professionally. And it just so happens that I was taking a blast back to the past today, and I was looking at my very first television interview. And I had a very bad time with that interview. One of the members at my Toastmaster club prompted me to a manual that is designed specifically for what we're doing right now, communicating on video, and we actually had an opportunity to slate me to speak and do a practice round. So that practice round did help me prepare for impromptu questions, but I'll tell you, looking at that video, it was very obvious to me there was butterflies flying, and they weren't always flying in formation.
So you're on the elevator. Give us your elevator speech for why everyone should join the Toastmasters Club.
Toastmasters can benefit people both personally and professionally. If someone just wants to be able to communicate more freely, be able to collect their thoughts, express themselves in a way that they feel really good about, then that would be a definite reason to join Toastmasters. And then there are so many reasons in terms of career and profession why somebody would want to consider Toastmasters. Communication, above all things, is the most important skill that you can learn and develop in order to become the best of the best in whatever career track that you're in. And so, just giving it the time of day is worth it.
Marshall, thank you very much for participating this evening. Much appreciated, and I hope that it has caused the guests here to really consider joining